how Darwin Nunez has fared since Liverpool cashed in on striker for Alexander Isak. Former Liverpool striker Darwin Nunez has taken well to life in the Saudi Pro League for Al Hilal after his summer transfer helped pave the way for Alexander Isak's move. Darwin Nunez is in fine form with his new club Al Hilal. Liverpool was forced to let go of mercurial striker Darwin Nunez to Saudi Arabian club Al Hilal over the summer to accommodate the transfer of Swedish international Alexander Isak and French forward Hugo Ekitike. The Uruguayan international was sold for an initial $88 million fee with further add-ons, a steep drop from the $113.6 million the Reds handed Benfica for Nunez's services in 2022. He started the preseason strongly for his new club before struggling with a knee injury for much of the early part of the 2025-26 campaign. He's rebounded nicely upon his return, scoring the opening goal in a 2-1 victory over Al Fateh over the weekend. He's featured 10 times on the season, 9 for his club and once for his country. Nunez has 5 goals and 2 assists in 6 Saudi Pro League matches, including a 3-goal contribution against Al Ettifaq in October. He's featured twice in the AFC Champions League for Al Hilal, scoring once in 57 minutes of action. His club sits top of the AFC Champions League table through 4 games, despite playing 1 less fixture than more of their opponents. Al Hilal recruited 2-time UEFA Champions League finalist manager Simone Inzaghi to Saudi Arabia in an ambitious coup this summer, and swiftly bought a slew of talented players for the Italian. The club features a talented lineup including Sergei Milinkovic-Savic, Malcolm, Ruben Neves, Theo Hernandez, Bono, Kalidou Koulibaly, Marcos Leonardo, and captain Salem Al-Dawsari. Alexander Isak has been the face of Liverpool's poor start to the 2025-26 season. Isak has had a nightmare start to his Liverpool career after earning an $125 million or $169 million move from Newcastle to Merseyside over the summer. He became the first player in club history to lose each of his first 5 starts. Not only is Isak without a league goal, but he also has just 7 shots, including 1 on target in 318 minutes. Fellow import Ekitike is off to a slightly stronger start, having scored 5 in 13 in all competitions while earning his first call-up to the French national team. Nunez finished his Liverpool career with 40 goals in 143 games. The Uruguayan's 3-year spell with the Reds concludes after he finalized a switch to the Saudi Pro League side today, Liverpool said in a statement once his transfer was confirmed. Everybody at the club would like to thank Darwin for his contributions and wish him and his family all the best for the future. Liverpool in pole position to sign Guehi in January on one condition as Semenyo clause breached. Liverpool missed out on signing Marc Guehi in the summer transfer window. According to reports, Liverpool are still at the front of the queue for Crystal Palace star Marc Guehi and could sign him in January on one condition. Guehi has emerged as one of the best centre-backs in Europe, and he was among Liverpool's leading transfer targets in the summer. One of Liverpool's priorities was to strengthen at centre-back, though they missed out on Guehi after messing with Crystal Palace for most of the summer window. The England international was available for a cut-price fee as he entered the final year of his contract at the start of this campaign, but Liverpool only agreed to meet Palace's 35 million asking price on deadline day. This left Liverpool at risk of missing out at the 11th hour, and the transfer collapsed after Palace failed to land a suitable replacement. Therefore, Guehi remains on the market ahead of January, and it has emerged that he will not be signing a new Palace contract beyond this summer. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and Inter Milan have been linked with Guehi in recent weeks, as he can reach a pre-contract agreement with a team in Europe from January onwards. However, Liverpool remain interested in signing Guehi, who could be a long-term replacement for Virgil van Dijk. Now, journalist Sacha Tavolieri has insisted that the Reds are in pole position to sign Guehi, and they are the only club truly positioned to sign him as early as January. However, this is said to be dependent on Liverpool meeting Palace's 35 million asking price in the winter. Liverpool are also said to be interested in signing in-form Premier League star Antoine Semenyo, who has been mooted as a possible long-term replacement for Mo Salah. Semenyo has been one of the top performers in the Premier League this season, but he is available for a decent fee as there is a 65 meters release clause in his contract. Football finance expert Stefan Borson has informed Football Insider why Semenyo's story is really weird following the leak of the value of his exit clause. Borson explained, "It's a really weird story because I don't really understand how it's been allowed to be leaked in the way that it has. where every man and his dog has got the story. They haven't just got the overall story, but it's got a story in some detail in terms of when the clause kicks in, how long it lasts for, the fact that it's exactly 65 mailers but lower when it gets to the summer. I mean, they've got the whole clause, all the bits and pieces, bells and whistles about it. I don't know why it's in the interests of any party, including his agent, to get that out into the public domain. It's clearly a breach of the confidentiality clause, so I don't know. It's a bit of a strange one, really. Mason Greenwood targeted by missiles as ex-Man United stars caught up in mass brawl. Mason Greenwood and teammates were targeted by opposition fans after his goal celebration for Marseille when he scored the first of 2 goals in their 5-1 victory away to Nice. Mason Greenwood scored a brace in Marseille's 5-1 win over OGC Nice. Mason Greenwood and his Marseille teammates were targeted with missiles after he scored against Nice in a controversial Riviera derby clash. The former Manchester United striker scored twice as Marseille hammered their rivals 5-1 to go top of League One. But a mass brawl broke out after his first goal, which gave ex-Brighton manager Roberto De Zerbi's side a 2-0 lead during the opening 45 minutes. As Greenwood celebrated and appeared to taunt Nice fans by sticking out his tongue in their direction, Ultras responded by hurling objects, according to GFFN, with referee Jeremy Pignard temporarily halting the game as items rained down on the pitch. Marseille left-back Emerson Palmieri, formerly of West Ham and Chelsea, was said to have been hit by a lighter. A brawl then broke out on the touchline and spilled onto the pitch with both sets of coaching staff and players involved, including De Zerbi, Greenwood, and another ex-United star midfielder Angel Gomes, caught up in the drama. Nice players complained that a foul should have been given in the build-up to Greenwood's goal and moaned at the referee, claiming Manchester City centre-back Juma Ba, on loan at the club, was impeded before Greenwood scored. Greenwood's brace takes his season's haul to 10 league strikes, putting him at the summit of the League One Golden Boot standings. La Parisienne splashed with the headline, "Thanks to a brace from Greenwood, the Olympians sink the Aiglons and take over as leaders." Heaping a claim on the 24-year-old, reports the Express, they continued, the Englishman then scored Marseille's second goal himself with a right-footed shot deflected by Bard, who endured a very difficult first 45 minutes. The Dutch goalkeeper thwarted Terem Moffi, allowing Greenwood to finally seal the victory. The Englishman was ruthless. In the 53rd minute, he left Juma Ba for dead with a feint and a burst of speed before beating Yefan Diouf with a perfectly placed, low right-footed shot across goal, 3-0. Meanwhile, Get Football awarded Greenwood an 8 out of 10 in their player assessments. They penned, the Englishman provided a brace to become top scorer in the league with 10 strikes. Whilst he had a quiet opening period, the former Manchester United man sprung into life when he found several pockets of space down the right side, especially on the counter-attack. Mason Greenwood moved on to Marseille in 2024. His first goal was a deflected strike off Van Hout, but he was well positioned to receive the ball and drive into the dangerous area on the left side. His second strike of the evening was more impressive. Leo Balerdi released him on the edge of the box, and Greenwood shifted his body well before releasing a low strike past Diouf. Before the encounter with Nice, Greenwood participated in a rare interview. The forward revealed a method he employs to remain composed when faced with scoring chances. He said, "The night before a game, I'm in bed, and you're just visualizing things in your head, moments on the pitch. And when I go out to warm up on the pitch, I like to visualize, maybe if I'm in certain situations, I'll do this or do that. So when it comes to it, it's second nature, really. I can just do it straight away." Greenwood last played for United back in January 2022, when he started in a 1-0 win at Old Trafford against West Ham. Just days later, however, he was arrested on suspicion of attempted rape, assault, and coercive control. Greenwood, who always denied any wrongdoing, was cleared when the Crown Prosecution Service announced the case against him would be discontinued in February 2023 after key witnesses withdrew their involvement. He joined Spanish side Getafe on loan in 2023 and Marseille the following summer. Fabrizio Romano drops bombshell on Liverpool sacking Arne Slot with decision made. Fabrizio Romano has provided an emphatic update on the managerial situation at Liverpool amid continued speculation Arne Slot could be sacked. Liverpool can't buy a win right now, especially in the Premier League. The Reds have lost 6 matches in the league already this season, have a negative goal difference, and their mark of 20 goals conceded is the club's joint worst in their EPL history after a dozen games. Slot appears incapable of blending the vast array of new signings into the mix, while he also appears powerless to arrest the declines of established stars like Ibrahima Konate, Cody Gakpo, and Mohamed Salah. The Athletic's James Pearce suggested the match-going fanbase are beginning to sour on Slot. A separate report from an admittedly unreliable outlet claimed Slot has 8 matches to save his job. The speculation has prompted trusted reporter Fabrizio Romano to weigh in on what's really going on behind the scenes at Anfield. Taking to YouTube, Romano stated, "What happens with Arne Slot? Guys, at the moment I don't have any sort of information on Liverpool owners deciding to take a decision imminently on Arne Slot, so Liverpool are not thinking about changing the manager now. Obviously the owners, the club, they want to see different kind of results. They expect so much more from Arne Slot and his team. So for sure, Liverpool want to see something different from the manager and also the players, because this is not only Arne Slot. The players also have to take responsibility, as Virgil van Dijk said, so it's the players and the coach. Obviously, Arne Slot knows the situation is dangerous, it's complicated now, but at the same time, Slot can feel the backing and the support from the club. Liverpool are not in talks with any other manager or considering the possibility to fire the coach. That's the situation as of today. Of course, results have to change imminently, so in the Champions League and Premier League, especially in the Premier League, because Liverpool are really in a complicated situation. That's the feeling as of today. Latest Liverpool news: Van Dijk's had enough. Trent regret. Elsewhere, Virgil van Dijk did not hold back when launching a scathing assessment of his side's embarrassing loss to Forest, while Slot answered questions over what fans perceived as a major selection blunder. Finally, Trent Alexander-Arnold regrets turning down the chance to sign a new contract from Liverpool and staying at Anfield, and is not happy at Real Madrid, according to a Spanish report. But Team Talk has analyzed why this notion has to be treated with more than just a pinch of salt.